Hey everyone, again welcome back to my channel Unfinished Curious Smile. Today in this video we will try to explore what is Neo-Lamarckism and its significance in anthropology. Now we will like to discuss how this evolutionary theory differs from Darwinism and how it provides new insights into both biological and cultural adaptation. So, here I am today. I will try to guide you all through these concepts and their implementations and implications for anthropology. So, in this slide of introduction to Neo-Lamarckism, um, if we try to begin, what is Neo-Lamarckism is, then we will essentially observe that in modern revival of Lamarck's theory of evolution, which is or which is originally emphasize the inheritance of acquired traits. Now, while Lamarck believed that the traits acquired during an organ's lifetime, it could be passed on to the offspring. But in new Lamarckism, it expands on this idea with a deeper understanding of biology. Now, particularly in epigenetics. Now, Lamarck's original theory were involved two major concepts, which is use and disuse. Uh, Use and disuse means the traits or organ that were used more frequently become stronger, while those which were not used would wither away. Now, inheritance of accurate characteristics, which is the changes according to Lamarck would then be inherited by the next generation. While Lamarck's idea fell out of favor with the rise of Darwinism, in Neo-Lamarckism emerged as a more refined theory, especially in the light of epigenetics and environmental influences on inheritance. Now, uh, if we take about the major tenets of Neo-Lamarckism, then obviously we will discuss that we will try to take a closer look at the major tenets of Neo-Lamarckism. Unlike classical Lamarckism, which focused solely on accurate physical traits, Neo-Lamarckism involves evolutionary changes which is influenced by epigenetics, environmental factors, and plasticity. Now, epigenetics, for example, shows that environmental factors like stress, diet, and toxins, which can also affect how genes are expressed without altering the underlying genetics code. These changes can sometimes be passed down to future generations. Now, Neo-Lamarckism also looks at plasticity, or the ability of an organism to change in response to its environment. Now, in this view, evolution is not driven solely by mutation, but it also changes how an organism interacts with and adapts to its surroundings. Proponents of Neo-Lamarckism like James Mark, Baldwin, and Samuel Butler were instrumental in integrating these ideas into a broader evolutionary framework, and their work somehow helped to revive Lamarck's ideas in the light of modern science. As I am discussing about the fact that how its modern updates and Neo-Lamarckism in the uh, um, James Mark Baldwin and Samuel Balter, who basically advocated for these ideas in the 19th century and 20th century, and how it has impacted and responds to the plasticity in the environment. Not only this, but the other factors, non-genetic factors influence in evolution. It could be various factors like external factors, nutrition, um, in anthropological perspective, or if we try to observe this in human population, then we will see how non-genetic factors, it could be cultural factors, nutritional factors, socio-economic factors, has impacted in this whole evolutionary process, especially cultural factors. So, uh, coming back to the next slide, we will try to understand the distinction of Neo-Lamarckism versus Darwinism, uh, where we need to compare these uh, two to understand Darwin theory, as we know that uh, Darwin theory focuses on natural selection, the idea that genetic variation that give an advantage more are more likely to be passed on to future generation. In contrast, Lamarckism specifically emphasized that the traits acquired during an organism's lifetime could be inherited. Neo-Lamarckism, whereas builds on this by incorporating modern biological findings like epigenetic inheritance, while Darwinism basically relies or solely relies on random mutation as the source of variation. Now, Neo-Lamarckism suggests that non-genetic factors such as an organism's response to environmental change also play a role in evolution. Now, ultimately, we now know that the evolution is not just driven by natural selection but by a combination of factors, including some ideas that Lamarck first proposed. Now, it is very important to understand any theory in anthropological perspective. So, here uh, we will move on to the anthropological significance of Neo-Lamarckism, how it basically plays an essential role in helping us understanding both biological and cultural evolution. Uh, for instance, in human societies, cultural knowledge such as agricultural techniques or coping up with the mechanism for environmental stresses can be passed down through generation, not through genes but through social learning and acquired behaviors. These cultural adaptations can have biological consequences. For example, societies that have practiced agriculture for thousands of years have developed biological traits that somehow help them to digest certain type of food more effectively, such as ability to digest lactose in some populations. These intertwining of cultural and biological adaptation is where Neo-Lamarckism offers valuable insight. Now, one anthropological example is the adaptation to high altitude environments, such as among the people who are living in the Tibetan plateau. Studies have shown that not only they have developed biological traits that helps them to survive in low oxygen in environment, but their cultural practices such as specific agricultural techniques and social structures also aid their survival. Now, if we conclude, before concluding, uh, just I have a point to say here, which is role of epigenetics. As I have given uh, couple of examples or couple of couple of slides, I have talked about the term epigenetics in anthropology. Now, it is very deeper concept if we take or try to seek epigenetics and its relevance to anthropology. Epigenetics studies how environmental factors can influence genes expression without changing the genetic code itself. For example, factors like stress, diet, and exposure to toxins can cause changes in how genes are expressed, and these genes uh, or these changes can sometimes to be passed down to the next generation. Now, this is where the new Lamarckism shines. Now, by explaining how to how accurate characteristics may be inherited through epigenetic mechanism, from an anthropological perspective, understanding epigenetics helps to explain how population adapt to environmental changes. For instance, how exposure to uh, uh, stressful environment during one generation can influence the health and biological makeup of future generations. This understanding has huge implication in the study of human evolution, health, and adaptation across time. In a nutshell, Neo-Lamarckism offers a fresh perspective on evolutionary theory, combining elements of both genetics and genetic inheritance and environmental influence traits. It serves as a complementary approach to Darwinism and highlights how organisms, including humans, adapt to their environment through both biological and cultural mechanisms. Now, from an anthropological standpoint, this theory is obviously invaluable for understanding human adaptation, not just at a genetic level, but somehow how behaviors, knowledge, and environmental inheritance uh, has shaped human evolution. I hope this presentation video has shed some light on how Neo-Lamarckism bridges the gap between biological evolution and cultural adaptation, uh, providing a more holistic view of human history and development. Thank you for your attention. I would like to have some questions, and I'll be very happy to get some suggestion regarding these videos so that I can better my videos more and more and get connected with you all. Thank you so much. In the last slide of mine, I'll try to provide my all social media links and uh, mentions. Thank you.